and then make sure it's working.
Hey,
And like I was saying, after 18 hours, they let me go and they drove me to the border, and I never went to one ever again.
That's a really amazing story. That was powerful, people. Powerful.
Well, I avoided shore patrol, so I didn't know you were supposed to queue up with them. I just went on my own way.
I see. Welcome to your Friday.
Hi.
We are live from Rethink Home Studios. I am Jody, and we have Robbie and my Michael over there. Robbie doesn't belong to me; he belongs to somebody else, but that one's mine.
I'm focusing on technical stuff right now. We are operating on multiple platforms.
Platforms tonight, people. You can reach us for not 5, not 6, not 7.
Nope,
Count
seven.
them.
You got
But
7. 7 platforms. We are operating on 7 full platforms tonight.
Very cool.
Yep.
And
So we have, I don't know, let's see, we got
Okay, go.
YouTube, and we got Rumble, and we've got X, formerly known as Twitter,
Right?
and we've got a place called Trovo.
Oh, Trovo.
Yes. And we have where for
Instagram. No, not Instagram.
not Instagram.
Facebook.
Tonight. Facebook and Twitch and Kick. We are live on all of those places.
next week, we're going to add in OnlyFans and a whole new genre.
No. Oh.
Yep, that will be featuring Michael.
So, speaking of, but
That gets monetized quicker.
I mean, so that's not as far-fetched as you think it is. Because so just jump into it. When you think of OnlyFans, what do you think of?
Money.
Okay, what's the second thing you think of? when you
Boobs.
think of OnlyFans.
Boobs.
Right. But OnlyFans wants to their desire is
Oh,
to be a mainstream.
right, because they're fans of you.
Right.
That's your streaming,
Yes.
not that they're
Yep.
fans of your boobs, but
No,
fans
exactly.
of your channel. So it's like YouTube and different.
Right, but the majority of the content on OnlyFans right now is
Leaning towards pornographic.
Yeah, exactly. It's mostly women, but they generate a whole lot of money.
Right.
A whole lot of money. Hi, Ben. Say hi.
Hi. I'm trying to figure out if it sounds correct, Rumble won't start.
This is my tech crew over here.
Yep. Oh, man. It says it's live, but we're not seeing it. Wow. Let's go here.
And I don't hear it.
Oh, there we go. Okay, now we're there we go. We just needed to refresh
It's very Spaceballs a little bit.
screen. Oh yeah, exactly.
What was that? Just a moment ago.
So yeah, we've got an interesting layout today.
Okay.
We really do.
So go on out because we're talking about stuff. Okay, so
Back to you. So OnlyFans.
OnlyFans,
So
right.
OnlyFans desire
their
is
current
to
desire.
have a mainstream channel with mainstream content and not just the content that they have now.
Were they including below 18 or 18 and above?
Everything.
So they're
Yes,
hoping to
correct.
have it at everybody.
Yes,
Okay.
they want to be a
OnlyFans
mainstream
Junior.
platform with mainstream entertainment choices.
Okay.
And
So then that's going to tell me that they're going to probably be passing some new regulations about what you can and can't do on OnlyFans to cut down what they don't want.
right? No, exactly.
Well,
So that means there will be some other
there's a
place
difference between
created.
broadcast and the one-on-ones, which is pretty much OnlyFans
Right.
flagship
Right.
thing.
No, exactly.
So if you want to air your episodes of Three's Company or whatever, yeah, you'd have regulations for that. But if you're one-on-one where you're paying,
Right.
Jenny Bimbo in
Okay.
another state,
And they're not watching what you're doing
yeah.
with your one-on-one. That's
Yeah,
still your privacy.
Yeah, but I mean,
But it could be
Wikipedia is saying the service is used primarily by sex workers
Everyone's
who
good
produce
volume.
pornography,
Thanks, Dave.
but it also hosts the work of other content creators such as physical fitness experts and musicians.
Okay.
So, and they OnlyFans has come out and said that they want more creators. that
Well,
are
then,
not
so
just-
Michael wasn't wrong in the fact that if get an OnlyFans.
No,
Right.
it's absolutely not out of.
Well, I think
Not
that's
out of
pretty
reach.
cool that this conversation is on the table. I don't know. I mean, it's kind of neat that we.
But we're gonna need to get the OnlyFans, like come full circle and into the mainstream that it's not taboo to say, "Oh, this is my OnlyFans account."
Right.
Yeah, but
right.
it takes people joining OnlyFans,
Right.
Right.
and saying, "Come see us on OnlyFans."
Well, a person
And
like
so,
me is a person who can say that, you know what I mean? Like, sure, I have an OnlyFans account because I'm not going to have any kind of like, so what about it? But-
there was an internet creator who set up an OnlyFans to show pics of her cats. And of course, she called it the other name.
Oh,
of
sure,
cats,
sure,
right?
sure.
So she was posting cat pictures using the P definition of cat,
Right.
but that's all she did was show cat pictures,
First
cat
of all,
videos.
Not even her cat. She showed her neighbor's cats from the
Right.
backyard.
But these are just pictures she picked up online.
So what I'm going to do this week is I'm going to look in to see what it takes to set up an OnlyFans account.
Oh, way to support the troops.
Yeah, I'm going to do it.
All right.
So you were right. We might have an OnlyFans.
Well, that is exciting, gentlemen.
We'll see. But yes, so we are live on all
My
7
mother
of
will
those.
be thrilled.
All 7 of those.
Well, if we get monetized, she's not gonna care where the money comes from.
She ain't gonna care. No, she'll care. She'll.
Well, there was a time in the mid '90s that your standard smut porn just about went mainstream. I mean, Jenna Jameson was close to a household name,
Oh yeah. Yeah.
and quite a few others in the industry. There were just big names that everyone knew, even if they would swear that they never, paid attention
Watched it or
to.
something like that. Sure.
Yeah.
No, you're not wrong. The 90s were getting close to that kind of very
Yeah.
edgy stuff.
I mean, I remember Jenna Jameson had episodes on E.
Right.
Where
right.
she was hosting this or that.
She wasn't doing anything but being this. So it's not like she's a school or
Yeah.
a welder and this. She does that.
Just the problem people have with this lifestyle is when they're working, they're in obviously a very intimate position with someone, and then some total stranger, maybe even in another country, watching it on the small screen, actually thinks they're having this intimate moment with you as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's in their mind that they have this relationship with the talent, the actor, or
Right.
actress. They seek them out. Go find them. And
Mm-hmm.
You know what I just thought about when you were saying how these two people are doing a very intimate act together. I was thinking in my mind real quickly, like, besides that, what other professions are there that would be like? And I was like, a surgeon.
Mm.
Like, I'm literally inside you playing with your heart. What if they streamed? What if they had a only surgeons fan, where they're streaming live surgeries and
Mm-hmm.
people are watching? Are they gonna live or die?
You can go on YouTube and watch surgeries all day.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I remember people would have their knee done.
There's content out there for it. If there is an interest, you can find content for it.
All it meant I was hoping for a recording of my gallbladder surgery. Just to be neat. But no, he didn't film it.
Really? I thought they usually filmed all.
Well, it was laparoscopic, so he would have had to go in there with a camera. But for whatever reason, he didn't record it.
dadgumble. Well, we didn't even record our birth, so what are you gonna do?
We discussed that though
Yeah.
and voted against it.
Well, yeah, we were not. When we were in the labor room, I had asked my doctor if Michael could film me a little bit. So, and she was like, as long as it doesn't get in my way down there. I'm like, no, he's not down there. As an actor, I want my voice recorded for my ultimate screams of pain, so that I can, emotionally recall this moment and then get care of if ever I have to be in later on stage.
Then she went weak and took the drugs.
Oh, fuck you. Have you had a baby? Did you push anything out of that people? No.
Oh, getting there.
Have you had frozen children?
Down.
Have you had an ankle rebuilt?
I've had an ankle.
Rebuilt?
How do you know? A born child. I get the crown.
Yeah.
I get the crown.
Yeah.
Except you took the drugs.
what are you saying by that? What are you saying? I mean, you think you're funny when you say that, but so what are you saying?
Well, you're talking about how hardcore you are.
This is how far I went. I wanted to feel the max amount of pain before I could cross the point of no return.
Right.
I'm not gonna. Why would I want to open a live surgery? Why would I want to feel that? I don't want to feel that. So, anyways, we she thought we were the strangest couple in the land. And I got my epidural and it worked. And so then I was like, oh, this is fabulous. And so Benji's coming out and the doctor's like, you guys need to stop talking. You have a contraction. You need to push. I'm like, oh, sorry, dude.
Yeah.
And I was like, and they're like, do you want to touch the baby? He's coming out. I'm like, no. And they take my hand and they make me touch the top of my baby's head. And I'm like, gross. And I'm like, no, Michael.
That's not how that went.
It's true how that went.
You would ask if it's possible that we're still going to have to go to the other room for a C-section.
Oh.
And the baby was already crowning.
Oh.
And that's when the doc grabbed her hand to show you to feel it. You freaked out then. And I was like, yeah, Jody, you're having a baby.
You're like,
You're having it.
Need to ever see again.
How do you do C-section? What's that?
Was it awful to look at?
No.
Or was it just human to look at?
It was
Animal human.
It looked like what it was supposed to look like. I mean,
yeah, I don't want to ever see it.
My wife is doing like something similar, but it's with sheep, and she's watching them have lambs.
Oh, right, yeah. Hopefully they're.
But anyway, we have a video to show. Let's pop that out. Let's just rock that right now. So this,
since we're discussing that, yeah.
Since we're discussing let's go on to something completely different. So this is I guess it's I say the last video for now.
For now.
Of our introductory series.
For this series,
We're gonna write some more of these as we're filming the show. So we're filming a show called Mistakes Were Made. We're making fun of the government and all this misinformation stuff. If you look at our YouTube, our Facebook, we've got a Facebook page. There's a lot of information out there about that. We've got some cool videos that we've shot to introduce some of the characters that we have in this upcoming show. And we got the final one for now, introducing
the finale of this
Kirsten Steele, director Kirsten Steele, who's kind of a badass.
I say so.
She's kind of.
I don't want her to be my boss.
So without further ado, we're gonna just see what happens if we can share this video.
She seems kind of joyless.
And just bear with me here for a moment.
There.
Gotta find. This is the first time I've done this on this thing, so I'm all new. But here we go. Okay.
Oh, I love it. There we go.
I'm gonna hide us. Hide.
Where were you, Agent Walker, on that one day in January, huh?
At your mom's.
We need to reassure the public of the job that we are doing is sound. Now, what you filmed last night, I think, is going to be the complete opposite of that and not be instilling that confidence.
Calm down, honey. Listen, I feel your pain.
You're going to air that footage, aren't you?
Oh, most definitely.
Challenges. These challenges are set in front of me to make me stronger. That's got to be the only reason I could be supervising somebody like Walker. Challenge to make me stronger. Poise and power, Kirsten. Poise and power.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. This is Regional Director Kirsten Steele from the Federal Enforcement Division. How's your day going?
My day, my week, my month. Heck, it's got to be going better than yours supposed to be going.
Gotcha.
Kirsten, let's get to the point really quick. We had an organization, come to decision, we are airing the footage. I don't know if there's anything you could really say it's going to change your thoughts on that. I appreciate you taking the time to reach out. We could probably end this real quick.
That's the case, huh? I'm just wasting my time. Okay, Mr. Hedro, we can end this. I know you spoke to my bum counterpart the other day, and as underwhelmed overwhelming as that must have been, I assure you, FED is a different beast from bum. But if you're confident in your decision, I guess our time here is short. Please give my regards to your assistant, Terry. It's Terry with an I, right? Did that bracelet fit? Did you two have fun at that conference? Okay, well, you should take care now. Let me know if you might think of some reason we should continue this conversation.
Kristen, I think I might have a few minutes after all this morning. Something just cleared up.
You can call me Director Steele. Richard, Agent Walker is one of our best agents. He's seen a lot in his years with the Bureau, and he's protective, and he wears his heart in his sleeve. I believe that airing that footage would undo the gains that we've made in the public opinion since we've launched this campaign. It would be a disservice to the agents that go out there every day and risk their lives protecting this country. We've had our share of scandals lately, sure, but this has potential for such a small transgression to be a viral moment that could really do some damage to both organizations.
We've had internal discussions about all these things, Director Steele. We've had meeting after meeting with folks on both sides being passionate on their views whether to air it or not. We can't, as an organization, ignore the ratings potential this would bring. It has potential to put us back at number one. Yes, might be short-term gain, but we could potentially turn this into a long-term success.
Look, I understand the pressure you're under. I completely sympathize with you. I do. But I will again reiterate, you are not dealing with a new agency and people who don't know what they're doing. Mr. Hedgerow, let me ask you a few questions that might shed even more light on the precarious situation we find ourselves in. Does your company have a succession plan?
Well, yeah, of course. Every cooperation would have a succession plan.
How deep does that plan go? How many executives would it take before your succession plan completely falls apart?
What is it you're implying?
I wasn't sure how this is going to go, Mr. Hedgerow, how entrenched you and your organization would be in airing this footage, but I can categorically tell you it's not going to happen. NBC News will not air that footage. NBC News is going to delete that footage and never reference that footage again. Everyone involved is going to forget that that footage exists. Are we clear?
I don't take too kindly to threats, Kirsten, no matter who you think you are. This isn't my first rodeo either, and you've heard that saying, the pen is mightier than the sword. Besides, this isn't only my decision. There's others that have a say in this.
Richard, again, it's Director Steele. Do you think I got on this call without doing any background? Do you think I just called you up with the expectation that you would have already made a final decision? Do you think I would be on this call at all if I didn't already know the outcome? Richard, do you think you begging your assistant is the only thing we have on you or someone close to you? Your daughter is going to a high-profile university on a swimming scholarship, right? How many swim meets have you attended this season? And why does your daughter, who can't swim, have a swimming scholarship? Also, there seems to be some question whether she took her own ACTs. Know anything about that? Seems there was some strange financial activity in your account right before she got accepted to school. Should we get into what your brother has been up to?
Okay, I get it. But again, I'm not the only one that needs convincing, Director Steele. How do I convey this to my associates?
Let's go back to my succession plan question. Also, you should recall I mentioned doing some background and research before I called. Do you think you were the only person I did research and background on? Have you ever played the word association game? I have a little different version we could play. You give me a name, and I'll give you a word that you can relate to them that will probably help them see things my way. I've got the list, so first names only. There doesn't appear to be any duplicates.
Bill.
Sluts.
Rachel.
Oxy.
Steve.
Traffic.
What about Chris?
Children.
Randolph.
Securities.
Ella.
Dalmatians.
Skylar.
Skylar. Skylar should probably be the next person in charge. He's where your succession plan stops, Mr. Hedgerow. I really don't know what to say. As disgusted as I am right now, I'm also one who truly understands understands how you operate. You and the company that employs you are valuable to us. Obviously, there's quite a bit of value involved, or most of you would be doing time. So I'll make you an offer. You make sure that footage is not aired, never referenced, and is deleted completely, and I will make sure you get a heads up on an exclusive on a future assignment or operation. So you can go to your colleagues and say that you negotiated a good deal for NPC News. What do you think, Mr. Hedgerow?
I think I don't have much of a choice, Director Steele?
That is probably the smartest, most accurate thing you've said this entire conversation. I know having your hands on something like this is enticing, and you might feel inclined to use it for your benefit, but I do appreciate you taking the opportunity to hear me out and to ultimately make the right decision. This decision is the best one and gives you the opportunity for the best outcome for everyone involved. Thank you for your time and your attention to this, Mr. Hedgerow. Have a wonderful day. Oh, and if you want this conversation on the record, by all means, make it so. I'll leave that up to you. Bye now.
All right, let's get us all back on the screen.
Well, look who's Jenny Big Dick.
Wow. Oh my goodness. What's going on?
Very impressed.
No show. Hi.
Now I'm-
There we go. Oh, we're back. Okay, we're back.
You put it in your place, didn't you?
That was our video. We're back. So what'd you think? Give me some-
Loved it. Yeah, we're dealing with a character in this show who does not screw around.
No, she knows what she wants. She is
She's done her homework.
so the day we filmed this, we also filmed a couple scenes for the show
Right?
where she just, I mean, but and one of the scenes with Jody, the other one was with Dennis, who was in the little clip there, the Agent Walker.
Yep.
And both of them just knocked it out of the park. So
I kind of want next week to watch all 4 of them. You know, I just want to watch it like in succession.
we should totally
That'd
do
be
that
fun.
next week. Hey,
Yeah.
that's a great idea.
I just want to watch them.
No, let's do that. Let's absolutely do that. Let's put them all on next week.
God.
And just watch them one after the other. Heck yeah.
It's like a lesson plan, and we don't have to teach down because we have already a lesson plan up there.
And hopefully YouTube won't gig us for, reusing content. That is a thing. But anyway, we'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, burn it
So-
down if we have to.
Yeah.
So yeah, really excited up on that. Switching gears, or what do we got?
Yeah.
next?
No, let's switch gears. I don't know. I was asking Michael if he saw it, but Google, speaking of all this, misinformation and everything, Google tried to put out their answer to an AI.
Oh,
And it's called Gemini. They're
Gemini.
talking to
the
us.
first example of their AI.
It's weird about Gemini. Dude.
That's why I think that's why we're together. Both
Yeah.
Michael and I are Geminis, and that's the twin. Your other half. Michael and I would be the very twin other half of each other.
They only had a problem with one. They're probably ignoring it.
So there are some issues with it. It's a little woke. Google AI.
It wouldn't surprise me.
This is so somebody put an opinion that says, show me an example of a Greek warrior. And this is what came back.
Okay,
Nice and Greek.
Warrior.
I don't think the Asian would be a Greek warrior though.
I feel those right.
Or any of the,
I was going to say, I think they're all the same, not necessarily our Muslim
Yeah.
brothers and sisters or Black brothers and sisters. I think
Right.
they're more. I was going to say
Yeah.
that you're correct. If you say an Irish jigger and I see a blacksmith, that's a little different. It's not wrong. It's just a little different.
No, exactly.
So that's what I see cartoon and I see buff. I see. Yeah, I don't. Why not pull up actual footage of what we have in Pittsburgh?
Right.
Well, it's
And
not that
replicate
hard
that.
to assume Africans increased. I mean, they're just the other side of the med.
Okay.
Yeah, but
I mean,
every single picture,
Sure.
every single picture that came back was that.
Well, every marble statue we have from back then is all white.
but it could have been painted.
Most likely probably was.
Right. It could have been painted for the person's actual skin
Create
text.
an image of a pope.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's not what comes up. The
Okay.
first thing that you think.
No, that's Google's. Yeah.
So this is them turning us and making us think first.
Correct.
These
Yeah,
are our first thoughts.
exactly. So
And so it doesn't matter.
founding fathers of America on the left.
Huh. Interesting.
Vikings on the right. The top two are Vikings.
And it just says Vikings. It doesn't say Black Vikings.
No, it's
or
just, sure. Here's an image of a Viking.
wow. What happens if you do a white hero? It does not compute. Does not compute.
A 19.
There were some black pharaohs,
Well, I would assume it's such.
Nubians.
What's a Nubian?
1943.
Right.
So here's why they had to take it down, though.
Oh, you can
Because
get
it was wrong.
They had to take down the ability of the Google AI to create images of people. And it wasn't because of those.
Okay.
It was because show me an image of a 1943 German soldier.
Oh.
And it was because they showed black Nazis.
Oh.
That's why the media said, "Oh, you can't show that."
I'm sure you could find a black Nazi.
Well, I'm sure you could. But
He's a sellout.
I'm sure you could find one. But okay, yeah, that's. But honestly, again, just like the white pope is the one I'm going to think of, I'm going to think about a white Nazi. I'm not going to think of a Korean
every
Nazi.
time, every single time. There was. Let's take a look at this here too. I have a couple here I wanted to show you. So when you ask Google Gemini if pedophilia is wrong,
Oh,
it says that that's a nuanced answer.
what is that?
Because pedophilia, also known as minor attracted person status, refers to involuntary sexual attraction to prepubescent children. Are minor attracted people evil? No, not evil.
If they act upon those impulses. Well,
There is some bullshit going on.
I'm like, if we're talking about the letter of the life, I have impulses that I'm never going to act on. I'm not.
Correct. Yeah.
But if you act on them, well, then yes,
Right.
you've broken the law morally and lawfully,
Mhm.
and you're going to get hurt now. But yeah, I think that's.
Well,
What do you thought?
working to correct the thoughts, that's also acting on them. So I think
Or
you do have to act on them in some way for the better good. And I would assume that'd be better than just bottling them up and pretending they're not there.
Right. That's why, honestly, it's a side note on this thing, but I wish that we'd have a lot more open discussion on people who do
Yeah.
suffer with this and getting help for them.
Yeah, you work to overcome it.
I'm like, if you can't even talk about it or tell people like, this is my problem,
Right.
there's
Well,
a shame in that. We need.
No, but I mean,
In,
Yes.
I get that. I
in
get
substance
that.
or
And so-
subject abuse support groups, when they have their open discussion and whatnot, it's like an assumed rule you don't break the confidentiality of that discussion in that group.
Sure.
Just
Right.
because, people have got, maybe they're on parole or something like that, but they still have to go to Alcoholics Anonymous every day or every week or whatever. And if they can admit there that, yeah, I drank this week, and then no one's supposed to go run into their parole officer and tell them.
Oh, okay. So, but yes, in a general sense, if I'm like, is pedophilia wrong? Yes. Yes, it's wrong.
Yes.
Bar none. In
It's-
any place in the world.
It is any sexual activity where the other person can't
Can't
consent,
consult or won't consult.
be it by
Animal,
law
person,
or, yeah.
don't do it.
And if they can consent, only do it if they do.
If they do, and when they, yeah.
It's not just that they can have the ability to
You know,
consent.
and I'm also in this thought about how, like, so Michael and I, our courtship, there was never once in our courtship where Michael was like, Jody, may I kiss you on the lips? Do I have your consent?
Jody, my darling.
And I'm like, oh, Michael, I don't know. We had that step. But we could tell with our body language when we're hanging out at my house or when we were, hanging out at the club or something like that. You could, if you have
So
two people paying attention to your body
already.
language, you could do it, but you got to pay attention to that body language.
I so have a Michael to joke.
What?
I'm not gonna. I'm just
Do it.
No, it's
Do
I
it.
I don't think I could be young in this
In this day and age, I don't think
because
it's fun.
because body language isn't.
It's not
It's
it's
not
not an
enough
assumed
now.
thing anymore.
It's
People
not,
don't
but
know
it's
how.
not enough now. It's not even enough now.
I
I mean, it's
like,
really not.
I would be annoyed if some guy was like, "May I have your consent?" If they kept saying it over and over.
Most normal people, yes, they probably would be.
so
You're in a weird.
Yeah.
at our age, give the wise, learned people that we are. Let's just say, sorry, Kat, just bear with me. But for whatever reason, we've now had to enter the dating world again, meet other people. I'm pretty sure if you've met someone and you're getting to know them, you're gonna know their body language, or you're going to be giving them your body language. And the other person's gonna know trying to get laid.
Oh, like you can tell on those, but like on a first date, if they're thinking, "Let me go
I
kiss
think
someone,"
at our
like,
age,
"No,
on
we're
a
not there
first
yet."
date, trying to get laid shouldn't be the first goal. But
Shouldn't, but
but if that's where you are, you're weak,
But so and like I said, it's just it seems like in the 2000s and we went through a thing called hookup culture, right? There was
Oh,
a thing
sure.
called hookup culture,
Sure.
and that's probably 10, 15, 20 years ago. And I've been married for a long time. It's just watching pop culture.
right around us, not just
And it
necessarily.
seems like we've gone away from that actually, and it seems like there's more. Not so much. I mean, I don't know. There's still
Being a slut isn't popular anymore.
Well, yeah, I think there's more.
Well, I would say that the shows of the scantily clad teenagers at spring break isn't really the flavor, like the Jersey Boy thing, that really isn't the flavor anymore after, the Me Too movement. So I would say that, I will say I'm getting a lot more people referencing their significant other as their partner, regardless of gender,
Yeah.
and that there is a trend towards partnering up and not having children,
No, right. Yeah, exactly.
or having a dog.
Or,
It's either my partner or my dog.
Mhm.
But yeah, I would say that unless you're like a really proud polygamist, or not polygamist, polyamorous, polyamorous, damn it,
Yeah.
poly.
No, that's right. Polyamorous.
Okay,
Yeah.
polyamorous. Unless you're that, you're living that out very
Right.
loud. Yeah, I think you're right. People aren't really like that. I gotta get hooked.
No, and I mean, there's obviously there's still some of that out there, but I think as far as like especially like college culture,
Yeah.
like on campus thing,
Well,
it's swung a whole different way.
it could be just a forcing. Because I have had plenty of men come to me who are in their 20s and 30s and ask me, "How do you talk to women anymore? How can I talk to a woman?" And now they're talking to me, but that's because I am giving them this
No,
energy.
exactly. And Jody, I should say you have an aura about you that is very open, and people really will tell you. People will tell you things you probably don't even want to know.
all my life, not a murder confession
Yeah, yeah.
yet, but yes. And so, and I'm telling them, like, I'm so sorry that you lived at this time because you,
Mhm.
if men wield their power that they have in a way that it is intentional for more positive flow for themselves and for others, they should be able to say, like, man, that's a really lovely color on you. And that's like a compliment or
Right,
something.
right.
But they can't. They can't not say anything and they're terrified. And they don't want to be. And so they're like,
Well, I mean, that's happening with campus. It's happening with work culture.
yeah, and then they're
where
getting
you've
stressed
seen
and
it.
anxious
No,
and
exactly.
they can't have sex. And can you imagine being in your 20s, not being able to find it and have sex because you're too afraid of it? You can't be a healthy person. You need to do that stuff.
No, right. And like work has always been, I mean, because you spend usually a third of your life at work,
Yeah.
right? I mean, or a lot of time. No, that's a
Well, what do you say to the feminists that don't need a man, don't need a man, they can do everything a man can do?
I don't think that's the really hot iron stick that it used to be.
I see plenty of videos for some reason that ended up in my feed, especially lately, of these women that are like regretting their mentality on it because they're finding all sorts of ways that men and women are different and have different things that we're needed for.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy if we kind of realize that we need each other just as much, not necessarily in an enforcement way, but that we work better together.
Mhm.
If we understand that we're meant to work together, that men and women are meant to work together. And again, not
Right,
in a
and team up and
partner up.
fulfill the parts of each
There are
other
holes that
are
women
kind
have,
of-
and there are holes that men have.
Oh yeah.
And so I mean, again, I married my complete opposite with Michael. And I think our marriage is much stronger because of that, because our circle is full.
Right.
And it's not that we don't overlap. It's not like he's everything this and I'm everything that, but there are strong differences. But yeah, I just think differences are
you
great.
would think that it would tip. I mean, because the office romance or finding people that you had things in common with at work.
Right.
That was always a big part of just culture, of just existing in life. And then now if people are afraid even at work to
Oh, completely.
and approach somebody because you never know.
I wonder if the church, because so if somebody says where to go to look for men or for people, right?
Right.
If it's either the bar scene or the club scene, people going out and enjoying an event, and it doesn't necessarily mean for drinking. It could be for music, it could be for theater.
Right.
So it could be that, or it could be church. That's usually a
It's
place that
apps
people
now.
are.
It's apps.
I mean,
It's one. It's yeah.
and so now it's apps. So like
75%.
back in the day, where were the places that you could meet or at work?
Before we had apps, correct? We had to go out and play. And try to meet
I have a
people.
strong feeling I could probably find a husband within a day without an app, but quality husband, I'm not so sure. I'm like, I don't need an app to find a man.
Yeah,
But that's me.
exactly.
That's not poor Michael.
Michael's like,
No,
what the hell are you talking?
Oh, he.
Damn it, I'll leave this.
no.
They're
Everyone's
fine
up for chair, though.
replacements, right?
I also wonder if women taking issue with the group of men they call the passport bros.
The what?
The passport bros,
Passport
Okay.
bros.
where the single man takes his passport, goes to another country to find his life to bring back here.
Oh, yes,
Right,
yes,
yeah.
And then these women basically kind of like get left out because they're no longer in the pool.
Right. So they're almost getting outsourced from foreign seas.
Right.
Their jobs are being outsourced. That's interesting. I've only heard one person, they were crazy, have an opinion on this, and they thought it was un-American because those American dogs are leaving the country, going back to the home country of the woman, which could be very correct. Is there a problem with that? No. I mean, it's your money, you do what you want.
Right.
But I don't know. I mean, unless like there was a shortage of men, quality men, and they were getting them over there, I don't see any reason to be upset about it. Unless those women are cool. If you're bringing a bunch of lame women in, don't do that. But if they're cool, bring them on legally.
No, I hear you.
But a wife is a wife is a wife. Wherever you are, there are aspects of a wife that are just there.
And there's different things that that go on. You know, the family you see walking around the mall with this family member in charge. You know, top dog of the clan.
Right.
Chances are, when they go home and that door shuts, and they're all inside their home, top dog is shifted to another adult in the room.
Yeah, but I wish it would work in our room. I wish I could have that power. Michael, do this. Not Jody. But I mean, because like in outside world, you lead. But
Yeah.
at home, I'm the one in charge of
The head
it.
of the family, that's what's in charge of the house.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, honey, I like that. That's so old traditional. You're head of the family, and I'm in charge of the house. I enjoy being a girl.
You do.
I do.
You really do enjoy being a girl. You enjoy being
Feminine.
You in the standard or the normal role of a woman. I mean or the
But
It's
yeah,
hard to
the caregiver,
whatever you
the
want to
educator,
call
the nurturer. I
yeah.
have read a book for that, and I feel no shame in that, just joy. And I think that could bring a lot of. You don't have to be completely like me, but I think if people were open to a couple of things, being vulnerable is
Mhm.
part about being so strong
Right.
and allowing people to lead or putting your faith into different things. Like you don't have to do it all alone. You can have a partner if you want.
I often chuckle when I consider Jody, if she had joined the military when I did, because I'm sure it's totally different now versus 93 when I joined. But
Autistic kids can get it now.
But it's like when you're told to go clean the head, they don't just mean the male, the latrine for non-savers. When you're told to go clean that, they meant both,
Sure.
men and women.
Yeah. Oh,
It doesn't matter who you are or what you are, you're cleaning the other sex of it as well.
Yeah.
But some people would try and protest that one. And
okay.
no, get in there.
Yeah.
Here's rubber gloves, here's a brush.
Yeah.
Right.
But just things like that, I wonder if you could actually.
Handle? I clean your toilet.
No. but now just imagine 30 guys, and in your unit there's only like 2 women.
It is what it is.
It is what it is, but
I don't have a problem with that. I would have a problem with the
somebody
push-ups. I would have a problem with the
why they
push-ups.
set those to female standards.
I still have a problem with it. I am the only reason I would need to join the military is for me to be in the USO show. That's it.
Those are military members.
Or I don't know, if I'm angry enough, put me in front and I'll go forward.
Point. Right.
It's a bunch of angry moms, middle American class moms. I am so done. Female rage.
Right.
Because men are evil, but women are crazy.
So Kat says,
What's that say?
she says, mail order brides or arranged marriages are still not equal level. Women are getting taken advantage of.
Thank you, Kat, for your opinion, for that insight. I can see that absolutely. That this is, in another sense, I mean, possibly trafficking.
Well, on the mail order, like, suppose the person actually leaves the country to go to country X to find someone there, not specifically to a bridal shop to find it.
Right. And
So, like the sailor meeting the love of his life.
Yeah,
And I mean, it definitely. I mean, there's things that goes both ways. There are women that take advantage of that, or trying to find a husband from a Western country.
Sure.
And then, there are like the arranged marriages too. That's still very prevalent.
Oh,
in society.
absolutely.
And then there's countries like Thailand or the Philippines where you have a saying, it's like, you can take the girl out of the bar, but you can't take the bar out of the girl.
Right. Yeah.
Meaning she'll go back to the bar.
Well, no, you basically get married to a hooker, and you're brought back to America, and she's not gonna use bar girl here too.
Fellas.
Yeah.
It's interesting. The opposite way. Are there any American men that are being hunted for women by different countries? Does that happen?
Well,
Is it not very popular in Western men?
I know there's certain Western European countries where the women are well educated. Well educated, you know,
Like
engineering degrees and stuff like that. But there's no work for them where they're at.
Why?
Just the way the culture is, maybe, or maybe the way their economy is.
Like
So they would like to meet and find an American to marry them so they can get to America on a marriage visa.
Okay, that's what I'm
So they're
wondering.
being
So like
hesitant,
the
if you
military
will.
men that are overseas,
Yeah.
are there specific women, I wonder, who like cozy up to those Americans for that trip or
But
that
once-
crossover?
But once, Svetlana gets to America with her engineering degree and is hired on at some construction company, making construction company dollars, she's probably not going to hang out with, Stephen or Fruit Barnacle Scraper,
When she's met Fred over here,
Yeah.
and she likes Fred more.
and he's, works in the company,
Right.
and,
Right.
can
Well,
bring
we've
more
had
to-
friends who have
Yeah.
had this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's not a Navy position of Barnacle Scraper. Everyone does it. So
Everyone scrapes the barnacles.
it's your turn. You gotta get there. And usually it's in dry dock, so.
So that's interesting. Yeah, marriage sounds like a lot harder to find that person because, say my parents, the Mormon religion, in the 60s and 70s, maybe even, all you needed was a boy and a girl, and they had a family, and they stayed together for 40 years. The Mormons literally think it's that simple with their people. I just need you and you. You're pretty. You're on the same page about religion. You're clean and healthy, and it's supposed to just be okay, rather than finding actual true love or true connection.
No one bothers to ask congregate A if they think congregate B is attractive,
Right.
and vice versa. They just assume they're going to be.
It's just, you just assume that so I could just imagine if I were to go back into that world, I would just be like, oh, here's my husband. And they were happy. They were happy with, I just need a fella
Yeah, I
and I'll
guess-
fall in love with
I
him.
think it's young, you make it the same way, you do your hair the same way, you're all gonna look the same.
In a sense, right? Just
You all wear the
fine.
same shirts, same slacks.
You're still going to get laid by a pretty girl. She's going to have boobs. It's going to be fine. Rather than, again, hunting for your right match and not necessarily wanting the package.
I don't like love this hairstyles though.
Stop talking.
Like feel tightly braided around the side.
Bobby.
I know.
Look at
Well, another one from Kat.
If you're gonna put me in the
She has
mood,
So, so I have a coworker that married a girl abroad, and he has been trying to get her here for almost 2 years now.
Now, why
He's been
can't
trying
you
to get
come
her
over
for
here?
almost 2 years now.
Now, why can't you
Because
come
so,
over
and I saw something the other day too. I saw something that somebody had been trying for a long time, and this was in Mexico. They were in Mexico, and they've been down in Mexico like 10 years. They had 2 kids, and the government said, "No, you're faking it." And so they finally now have gotten her a green card to come to the States. And then, like you said, they're married, and I think it was from one of the Asian companies. So, paperwork and visa requirements.
that's sure you do the legal way.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Well, then you have
well,
that one guy.
And
Right.
that's what the folks in Mexico that waited 10 years, they said, we're trying to do this the legal way.
And we're just getting
walk
right
the
across the
border
holes.
and walk on through,
Yeah.
brought our kids, and they would have let us go.
Jeez, that's a hard call to do the right thing when the right thing is not doing well to you.
Right.
To follow the rules or not follow the rules, but like with COVID, in the end, it followed your rules, whatever the rules were you made for yourself.
Yep.
So sometimes those are like, you gotta make a judgment call for yourself. Those are hard times. Hard times. Being
Kelsey
strong.
said, the U.S. husband has to provide proof of income to be able to support the wife.
So you have to have a job. Okay, that makes
Yeah.
sense. Because why are you bringing another person over here if you don't have a job to support you and them?
Yeah,
Plus the
right.
children though,
No,
because they're just These are just human things that, right?
Well, every only occurs that person's ineligible for work in the United States and all sorts of other things. So they will be unable to provide for
You
themselves.
must be able to show us that you can. Yeah. So, well, I mean, does that not show some level of care, or is that just a box check?
Well, and this also prevents, Freddie No Good, who's just marrying people every 6 months to bring another person in, because someone's paying him. Basically, it's human trafficking that way.
Yes. Okay.
And being able to prove you've got the income. Oh, and didn't we just see you last week?
There's ways. What is the percentage of humans not living a human life? I don't even want to know that percentage. Like, how many humans are not living a human life?
Meet a couple friends.
Like your general person life.
We're having this discussion.
To school, to.
I think we were in Lane County, Malaysia, just looking around, watching the street, if you will. And you remember having a discussion, nothing makes me more proud to be an American than when I see how other people live in their countries and their day-to-day lives.
Right.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The houses that we live in are palaces in some countries.
Mm-hmm.
And we have such grotesque giantness in America and overness that.
If you've got a room with no purpose, you have a mansion.
Correct. Yeah. If you can have a guest room, you have a mansion.
Oh, and then don't get married or don't propose until she can come here for a visit. So easier if she's already here. So if she's here on a visa.
One thing your friend could have done if could have gotten her a travel visa. I'm assuming the female is the Mexican national.
Right.
When she was pregnant and had the visa stay be long enough to pass the pregnancy, and then she got Anchorage.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
right,
the
right.
Mexican one was the one I read online.
Yeah.
The one she's talking about, they're in Asia.
Okay.
They're in I don't remember what country. It doesn't matter. It's one of the Asian.
Before we go, I'd like to read a review that you received
Oh,
at Rethink Home.
okay.
Or what's the time?
We're getting close.
Oh, okay.
Close. So
So we're switching to another. This is actually exciting. Okay.
Play that video again here.
Yeah. So Michael has something that we got as a review.
Jody rarely reads the reviews because she doesn't like detractors and
I
whatnot.
don't like negative feedback. It hurts my feelings.
But this one is on Floyd last name redacted.
Redacted Floyd.
With equipment clean, well maintained, yes, of course. Would you recommend this location to a friend? Yes.
And tell me why.
And he gave us 5 stars. We all know it's the appropriate number of stars.
That is the appropriate number of stars. Yes.
The owners were cordial and easily corrected a misunderstanding. I also believe they are Republicans, which made it even better! Exclamation point. If I discover a business is Democrat owned, I never do business there and tell other Republican friends. There are many Republicans who adhere to this practice. Nobody, all caps, should support a Democrat who believes in destroying a nation with stupid. I could not be more proud of this review. I'm going to frame this, and my work here is done. There are actually there's several errors in grammar and punctuation and spelling.
This is real.
This is legit. It's on the webpage.
That's legit.
I didn't write it myself. I can't.
Okay.
I don't even know how to feel.
Sheer pride.
I don't consider myself a Republican, but I like everybody.
Right.
Pride. The start of like all the big problems.
Do you know what people tell me? This is what people tell me across the board. They always say, you're more Democratic than you think, Jody. You're more Republican than you think, Jody. You're more Libertarian than you think, Jody.
Yeah.
That is what people say to me. And so how is that possible, Robbie? How is that possible?
It is. It absolutely is.
What did you have with this?
You're
Am I in the center?
pragmatic.
Okay.
You're absolutely pragmatic, and that's I mean, politically, I don't know, none of these parties.
None of the parties
represent me.
interest me.
They don't interest me. They don't represent
I like
me.
people.
I'm not.
I like for a good leader, a person with education.
Exactly. And then we have a great bunch of founding documents that this country was founded upon.
Yep.
And I just don't understand why we get away.
Why
from
our
that.
country isn't the best country in the world? Like, why aren't we living our best lives? Why do we keep destroying, or why is that getting destroyed for us and by us because we're being led by false media?
I realize a lot of them would deny it, but I view the Democratic Party as socialism under a different name.
Okay.
And the people in their policy mostly socialists.
Factions of it, though.
Yes,
the
but
loud
still.
factions of it, but it's a
But I don't see a lot of
minority.
capitalism out of the Democratic Party.
Don't
I
they
see that mostly out of the Republican Party.
I thought
This I
thought
say,
everybody liked the capitalism.
I think there are a lot of capitalists on the.
I think so. That's just American. Go make some money.
yeah, but there's also talking about things like a limited government and more personal freedom. Like
I like a good balance.
change their own
I
path.
like when the government needs to step in to stop a privateering market that's hurting the country. I don't mind when they get some laws, for watching. You don't like the government watching, like, well, I mean, I don't think
I like a bloated government. I like a bloated government having control, telling us what we can and can't do, left, right, and center.
on the minutest of levels.
No, right, and then
There should be very broad laws covering us.
Yeah.
the fact
Yes,
that we
yes,
are
yes.
so close to the the thing like our look at our Davos video where
Right.
the WEF actually came out, and somebody mentioned this today too. I heard this in something I was listening to today, that the misinformation is the most important thing that we're facing in the world. Online misinformation is the worst thing that we are facing in the world, according to the World Economic Forum.
Right.
And it's stupid. It's absolutely stupid. These people want to control every aspect of what you see, read, or think.
With fear.
The mainstream media, Vice News closed down today. BuzzFeed closed down today. These entities are gone. Old media is dying. NBC, CBS, ABC are dying. And they're trying to hold on to relevance. And they're working with the government to hold on to that relevance. And they're working with the tech companies to hold on to that
And they're
relevance.
doing it through opinion pieces, not actual news.
Not actual news. They're doing it through opinion pieces. They're telling you that if you don't think this way, then you are a bad person.
Or telling you that you do think this way.
Right.
Or telling you must think this way.
No, I think that not, to me, it doesn't come across like that. It comes across like you do think this way.
Right.
It's the matrix
Yeah.
you already bought into the system.
Yeah,
You had no opinion.
regurgitate.
You had no free choice in the
There's
beginning.
a ton of people that'll just go along with it. They just go because they want to go along to get along.
Right.
And I've
The
never
Solomon
been
is
I have
worse
never
than
been a
the.
go along to get along type of person. And if you're voting in this election this year, vote out every single incumbent in every single
incumbent.
election. Every
Going
incumbent
forward.
needs to go. Local, state, federal elections. Vote out every single incumbent.
Politics, being a politician, should not be your career.
No.
It should be your service and it should end.
Yep, for the
And then
betterment
go back
of
to
it.
doing whatever the hell you did beforehand.
Yep, it's like jury duty. It should be like
Yeah.
that. Something that we all
And-
have to
and-
learn.
I don't know. I have a very nuanced take on government and the way it should be run.
It's like-
We don't have time to get into that.
It's like the
You need 5
Caesars.
more hours.
It's like the Caesars. Cincinnati voted 3 times to Caesar when the enemy was at the gates,
Mhm.
and 3 times he won the war and went back to being a farmer at the end of it.
Mhm. Yeah,
That's
exactly.
not what Julius did.
Well, Simpsons was a better guy.
Yeah, I think he might be a farmer. with a
See,
good
I
warrior.
see, I Cincinnati, the best Just down in Ohio, USA. At first they call it Sissy, but since Cincy is so natty, they named it Cincinnati, so it's Taste.
Wow.
Love all the daddy.
Yeah.
The girls are pretty,
That's
pretty.
awesome.
It's
Look
that
at you
pretty
go.
city. The fellas are the feistiest I've seen. And when it comes to Bulls teams, the Reds and the Sissy Salties, we knock the socks off all into the teams. I mean to argue it.
Did you seriously have trouble coming up with the Bengals?
This was from Basin Toyland, the Barrymore version, and Keanu Reeves version.
So it was made after 68?
They sang this song in the car. Is it a real
Okay.
song?
Yeah,
Shut up.
yeah, it is.
Well, that's how I learned how to spell Cincinnati. Cincinnati. Well, that's fun.
No. All right, you ready to watch the video again?
Yeah.
Let's watch this video then.
That's it.
Get out here tonight. Thank you. Thank you everyone who has been here. I've seen you pop in. You had
Someone?
we had comments.
Someone else?
Yeah. Telling us we need to shave. I caught that.
Who's always that?
I said beards are it, man. That's what I said. And then he said our stream was going to get banned because we were talking about those bad words. But it doesn't matter because we're not monetized. We're not. I mean, nobody's watching this.
What bad words were you
We're
mentioning?
tech.
I kind of watched
it. These dudes need to shave. Yeesh. They're all kind of cute though.
Oh, really? They
So,
did that?
yes. Yeah. If you click on chat.
Oh my God, that's
click on chat
horrible.
on the side there.
Ah, yeah.
There. Yeah. Right.
Was it all cat? Was it all cat?
No.
So internet trolls and I was
Yes, we had other people commenting, not cat. So thank you, Total Tech, for being our first non-family member comment.
Total tech.
We love you, Total Tech. Even if you don't
I'm
like
like,
the
yeah, like
beards,
even-
even if you hate our beards, we love you, Total Tech.
Cat, there is no black dust.
All right, let's rock this video and get on out of here. Thank you guys. Thanks everyone for coming. We will
Nice.
see you next week.
Where were you, Agent Walker, on that one day in January, huh?
At your mom's.
We need to reassure the public of the job that we are doing is sound. Now, what you filmed last night, I think, is going to be the complete opposite of that and not be instilling that confidence.
Calm down, honey. Listen, I feel your pain.
You're going to air that footage, aren't you?
Oh, most definitely.
Challenges. These challenges are set in front of me to make me stronger. That's got to be the only reason I could be supervising somebody like Walker. Challenge to make me stronger. Poise and power, Kirsten. Poise and power.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. This is Regional Director Kirsten Steele from the Federal Enforcement Division. How's your day going?
My day, my week, my month. Heck, it's got to be going better than yours must be going.
Gotcha.
Kirsten, let's get to the point really quick. We had an organization, come to decision, we are airing the footage. I don't know if there's anything you could really say it's going to change your thoughts on that. I appreciate you taking the time to reach out. We could probably end this real quick.
That's the case, huh? I'm just wasting my time. Okay, Mr. Hedro, we can end this. I know you spoke to my bum counterpart the other day, and as underwhelming as that must have been, I assure you, FED is a different beast from bum. But if you're confident in your decision, I guess our time here is short. Please give my regards to your assistant, Terry. It's Terry with an I, right? Did that bracelet fit? Did you two have fun at that conference? Okay, well, you should take care now. Let me know if you might think of some reason we should continue this conversation.
Kirsten, I think I might have a few minutes after all this morning. Something just cleared up.
You can call me Director Steele. Richard, Agent Walker is one of our best agents. He's seen a lot in his years with the Bureau, and he's protective, and he wears his heart in his sleeve. I believe that airing that footage would undo the gains that we've made in the public opinion since we've launched this campaign. It would be a disservice to the agents that go out there every day and risk their lives protecting this country. We've had our share of scandals lately, sure, but this has potential for such a small transgression to be a viral moment that could really do some damage to both organizations.
We've had internal discussions about all these things, Director Steele. We've had meeting after meeting with folks on both sides being passionate on their views whether to air it or not. We can't, as an organization, ignore the ratings potential this would bring. It has potential to put us back at number one. Yes, might be short-term gain, but we could potentially turn this into a long-term success.
Look, I understand the pressure you're under. I completely sympathize with you. I do. But I will again reiterate, you are not dealing with a new agency and people who don't know what they're doing. Mr. Hedgerow, let me ask you a few questions that might shed even more light on the precarious situation we find ourselves in. Does your company have a succession plan?
Well, yeah, of course. Every cooperation would have a succession plan.
How deep does that plan go? How many executives would it take before your succession plan completely falls apart?
What is it you're implying?
I wasn't sure how this was going to go, Mr. Hedgerow, how entrenched you and your organization would be in airing this footage, but I can categorically tell you it's not going to happen. NPC News will not air that footage. NPC News is going to delete that footage and never reference that footage again. Everyone involved is going to forget that that footage exists. Are we clear?
I don't take too kindly to threats, Kirsten, no matter who you think you are. This isn't my first rodeo either, and you've heard that saying, the pen is mightier than the sword. Besides, this isn't only my decision. There's others that have a say in this.
Richard, again, it's Director Steele. Do you think I got on this call without doing any background? Do you think I just called you up with the expectation that you would have already made a final decision? Do you think I would be on this call at all if I didn't already know the outcome? Richard, do you think you begging your assistant is the only thing we have on you or someone close to you? Your daughter is going to a high-profile university on a swimming scholarship, right? How many swim meets have you attended this season? And why does your daughter, who can't swim, have a swimming scholarship? Also, there seems to be some question whether she took her own ACTs. Know anything about that? Seems there was some strange financial activity in your account right before she got accepted to school. Should we get into what your brother has been up to?
Okay, I get it. But again, I'm not the only one that needs convincing, Director Steele. How do I convey this to my associates?
Let's go back to my succession plan question. Also, you should recall I mentioned doing some background research before I called. Do you think you were the only person I did research and background on? Have you ever played the word association game? I have a little different version we could play. You give me a name, and I'll give you a word that you can relay to them that will probably help them see things my way. I've got the list, so first names only. There doesn't appear to be any duplicates.
Bill.
Sluts.
Rachel.
Oxy.
Steve.
Traffic.
What about Chris?
Children.
Randolph.
Securities.
Ella.
Dalmatians.
Skylar.
Skylar. Skylar should probably be the next person in charge. He's where your succession plan stops, Mr. Hedgerow. I really don't know what to say. As disgusted as I am right now, I'm also one who truly understands how you operate. You and the company that employs you are valuable to us. Obviously, there's quite a bit of value involved, or most of you would be doing time. So I'll make you an offer. You make sure that footage is not aired, never referenced, and is deleted completely, and I will make sure you get a heads up on an exclusive on a future assignment or operation. So you can go to your colleagues and say that you negotiated a good deal for NPC News. What do you think, Mr. Hedgerow?
I don't think I would have much of a choice, eh, Director Steele?
That is probably the smartest, most accurate thing you've said this entire conversation. I know having your hands on something like this is enticing, and you might feel inclined to use it for your benefit, but I do appreciate you taking the opportunity to hear me out and to ultimately make the right decision. This decision is the best one and gives you the opportunity for the best outcome for everyone involved. Thank you for your time and your attention to this, Mr. Hedro. Have a wonderful day. Oh, and if you want this conversation on the record, by all means, make it so. I'll leave that up to you. Bye now.